Hello, good morning. I hope you had a good week. I'm going to continue today with the health scenes. Okay, last week we have spoken about the Hall of QinGuang. So at the Hall of QinGuang, there is a karma mirror. So this karma mirror will reflect the good and the bad that we have done. So regardless of how well a debater you are, how well you are able to deceive other people, or even a great audience in your living life, it will all be revealed when you arrive at this hall because everything is recorded. Okay, our good, our bad, our daily lives, every single thing, our thoughts itself, all our thoughts, the good and the bad, the evil ones or the really holy ones, your intention, how strong is your determination or something, it will all be reflected. Okay, so even if, right, in front of humans during your living years, you are such a saint or you have, um, display of a lot of charity, a philanthropic person, when you reach to this hell, all your sins will be revealed. Okay, all the things that you have done in your past life, in that life, will be shown together with the good ones, and there will be this scale, okay, more powerful than any supercomputers, okay, and it will be computed in its own ways to determine where you're going. Either you're going to escape, okay, going straight into the reincarnation at the 10th hall, or you're going to suffer in one of those hells, or if you're really that good, you go up to the heavens, or if let's say you're a Pure Land practitioner, ardent in your practice of Amitabha, okay, you will yourself to be reborn at Pure Land, then you escape this altogether. Okay, because in Pure Land, okay, Pure Land Buddhism, if let's say you are continuously chanting Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha single-heartedly, right, and you practice virtuously, you will, at the moment of death, okay, at the moment, it's not even death, it is at the moment when your lifespan is expiring. Excuse me. So the Amitabha Buddha will come to you with your lotus seed in his hand. Okay, this seed, this lotus flower, okay, was actually your own product. You grew it when you start chanting Amitabha, when you aspire to be reborn in Pure Land. Okay, so the more you chant, the better you are, the clearer that you have let go of things on this mortal world, the bigger the lotus flower will be. Excuse me, your seed will grow. Sorry, I'm having this. That day I ate something chili, too hot, too spicy. So somehow it aggravated. So I have a little bit of a sore throat here. So please bear with me for this episode. I'm so sorry. Okay. So this lotus seed, this flower will be the size of it, the color of it is all determined by your practice. Okay, so today we're going to continue with this health scenes, right? If one does not practice what one learns, one should feel ashamed in front of virtuous books. What are the virtuous books? The books that talk about the morality, the books that are, if let's say you're not a Buddhist, your religious texts. Why the religious texts? Because the religious texts are the representation of your religious teachings. Okay, if let's say you say that your Messiah or your prophet or your whoever, okay, they come here, they teach, their teachings are documented in the virtuous books, in the religious books. That's why in Buddhism we always say that Buddhism is teaching. That's why we don't use the word religious books. It is the virtuous books, the books where you will learn, okay, books that document ways for you to, learn from other people's experience, learn from what all these the bodhisattvas are talking about. Okay, so that they guide us. We are mere mortals. They guide us to become like them, right? So it is like a teaching, a university teaching. You go to the university to gain knowledge, right? When you go to the university, you learn from the professor. Professor will share his knowledge with you, and in the same time, you also grow academically. You grow in, you expand your field of um, knowledge in this study. So the deeper you go into this study, the more knowledgeable you are, and becoming more knowledgeable, you become more humble because you realize that you don't know everything. That's why it's a continuous learning. So in our Buddhist teachings, it is the same. You can't say that, like, for example, like myself, right? I don't claim that I know every single thing. Okay, I just know what I have learned thus far, and I share whatever that I have learned or achieved to this stage, what I have known to this stage. I share it with you guys in this kind of Dhamma talk, and I continue to learn. How do I continue to learn? It's not by more books, okay? I only need to rely on one single book, okay? The Sutra of the Infinite Lifetime. I only need to rely on one because religious teachings or these virtuous books are all the same. You only rely on one. You don't need a multiple textbooks. You don't need too many sources. You just read it, and then eventually the more you read it, the more you understand that there are different revelations to you every time you read it. Every time it will feel different, it will seem different, it will really make a different impression on you because you are growing in the process. Okay, we study the teachings of the sages to educate and advance our communities. If we do not harmonize ourselves with these teachings and not act as a role model for others, but instead indulge in fame and financial gain, then we will be the first to come to these health or remedial studies. After that, one goes to other helps to clear one's sins. Okay, when I started my Dhamma talks, okay, some people ask me, and I always maintain the same answer. My Dhamma talks that I do, I am not doing it to become a YouTuber, and I don't do it because I want to be rich or I want to become famous, or neither do I do it for monetization reasons. Okay, why I'm doing it is because I want to share what is taught in the books. I want to share because as part of the community, I would like to be able to share the good stuff, right? I benefited from these teachings. I benefited from learning these teachings, from continuously practicing these teachings. Okay, what teachings are these? It's just basic morality. Okay, no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, and no intoxicants. I am only just, you know, like, I do benefit from these. So I'm sharing this and sharing them in depth to the point of my knowledge, okay, to what I know without any reservation, okay, to whoever that's listening to this. And the strange thing about Dharma talks is that if you are not ready, karm in your karma, you are not ready, your karmic seeds that you have planted have not manifested, you can't come across this Dharma talk. And if, let's say, your karmic seed is not ripe, you may be listening but you are not able to absorb the teachings. So all these Dhamma talks that I'm doing, right? I am only doing it because I would like to share and let you grow your karma seeds. I like you to, have the opportunity. This one is like a fertilizer. Okay, your karma seeds, you come across these Dhamma talks. What I say is not what I say, it is in the teachings. So it will become the fertilizers. It helps your seed to mature, it helps your seed to grow so that you will be able to reap the fruits of its maturity. Okay, and what are the fruits of maturity that you will reap from this? Under the Pure Land studies, of course, you become the Buddha. You go to Pure Land, you follow Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha teach you how to become a Buddha. So you become a Buddha, right? So that is the highest teachings. So it's not for fame, it's not for fortune. Okay, a lot of people, they say that when I was doing this, a lot of people was telling me that, oh, you should do this because there are a lot of influencers who the society needs this now, and there are a lot of influencers who are getting a lot of viewership, a lot of traffic, whatever. Okay, but I am not doing it for this purpose. Okay, if let's say there's only one person who is able to benefit from this, then this person will benefit from it. Okay, I don't care how many people are watching this, as long as the person whose karma is ripe, he or she will be able to find this Dhamma talk, and he or she will be able to gain the benefit of listening to this Dharma, and will continue to motivate. I'm hoping to motivate continuous practice. Okay, so if let's say I do this for fame and financial gains, I'm going to hell. That's for sure. Okay, because all these teachings don't belong to me. Right? In mortal world, we have copyrights. In this one, the copyright is actually the entire world itself, because what I'm saying are all universal truth, the truth that I did not discover it myself, right? The truth that has always been there. That's why the Buddha maintained that he did not say a single thing. In the Dhamma Sutra, he has said that he did not say a single thing. He said that if anyone claimed that the Buddha had said anything, okay, that is a slander to the Buddha. So for me as well, I didn't say anything. I'm just telling what's already the universal truth. Okay, I'm just revealing what is the universal truth, and it is also not my credit. It's not my credit, because I'm also learning from the Buddha. The Buddha himself, before his enlightenment, he was also learning from his Buddha. Okay, so all these things, there is no credit to it, not ours at all. Okay, no matter how well we preach, no matter how well we use this, we share this Buddha talks, okay, these Dharma teachings, it is not ours. I don't claim credit for it. I only hope that whoever whose karma is ripe, okay, whoever that has links to me in the past life, who is able to just come in contact with this video, will watch it and then to be able to benefit from it, okay, in terms of motivation or in terms of any sort of sudden realization of things that will bring you to continuous learning, to want to go in depth into learning your own religious texts, or to learn about the tertiary university of Pure Land Buddhism. You're welcome to do so. I'll be more than happy if, let's say, my videos motivate you to that. Okay, so people who scheme for profit fail those with generous sincerity. Okay, the purpose of being social educators is to serve and to educate the people. Their only purpose is to look after all beings' interests. Should anyone try to gain profit for oneself, not only would it damage the image of the educators, but also betray others' faith in them, such as if people who lead religious chanting ceremonies miss chanting phrases and even pages, or if they are unfocused or insincere, they will first have to make up for their lapses in this hell after death. Then they will be sent to different hells to absolve their sins. Okay, social educators, that's what I am doing in this Dhamma talk. That's what Master QinGuang was doing in his Dhamma talks before he returned to Pure Land. Okay, that's what a lot of in the AMTB society. Okay, there was this AMTB society that Master QinGuang established during his years on on our on our earth. Okay, so they are social educators. I am attempting to be also a social educator. Okay, I share these Dharma talks, and I don't know how many people it will reach. It will just reach those people who has affiliation with me in their past life. Okay, like you who is listening to me right now, and your karma is ripe. Okay, to be able to listen to this. I'm not looking for any financial gains. I'm not. If let's say anybody were to ask me, hey Angelina, would you like to share your thoughts about something about this Dharma topic? And if I know uh, how to address this, I will. If I don't know how to address this, I'll say no, you better find somebody who is more knowledgeable than me. And my motive is not because I want to earn any money. I can do this for free anytime. Okay, this is, some people may say that, like one colleague who saw my video, right, he says, you must have a lot of time and passion to do this. I don't have the time and the passion to do this. I said, it's not about the time and the passion. Actually, the editing is very easy, because you watch this, you know that I don't cut in between unless I get any interruptions. And most of the time, if there's any interruption, I'll just off the video directly, and I'll just re-record in my own time. Okay, so this is how this video is being done. There is minimal efforts to it. Okay, in terms of editing, but it is all about social education. Okay, I don't. I also don't claim to be a great social educator or anything to put myself on this um, video this way, but I do put myself as also a learner. Okay, a social learner. So I'm also learning to be good. I'm also learning to become better. Each day is a learning opportunity for me. Each day I'm also learning new things, like all of you. So by sharing the Dharma, I'm hoping to explore in ways that I never knew I could. Because each time I do Dhamma talks, it is very weird, right? Some things that comes out from my mouth, it is like a sudden realization that I was not even aware of myself before I started talking. So this is how education is. Okay, the more you tell others, the more realization it comes, especially when it comes to Dhamma talks. Okay, so if anybody who tries to reap a profit, okay, those who you know, join this club, and then you get these metaphysics teachings, join this club, and then every week you have your meditation, and then you have to pay so much for membership fees, and then you pay so much to maintain the halls and things like this. uh, I won't say much about them. They have established themselves. But if let's say they realize their karma, okay, they will know that if they shortchange people, if they are taking the public's money and they are shortchanging any of those students that they are teaching, their next immediate destination is in hell. Okay, and it's a terrible hell because you mislead other people, and because of this you also make others become, you know, apprehensive towards the teachings. You make others like they there are good ones, okay, who really share the teachings, and then there are the fake ones who abuse with their minimal knowledge of the teachings, who abuse it for their fame and fortune. It causes other people to disbelief. Okay, they feel apprehensive. They feel that, oh, all these people are liars. So it gives a bad name to the educators. It gives a bad reputation to those who are really sharing the Dharma. It gives a distrust. Okay, a society distrust. You cause people to no longer believe that there is any good in the teachings. Okay, so those who portray themselves as holier than God, okay, holier than the holiest people in the world, with all kinds of teachings, revealing all kinds of things that, you know, after you you listen to their talks, you go to their whatever seminars or things like this, and then they say that they'll help you to open up your enlightenment. Don't believe them. Okay, nobody can help you to open up your enlightenment except yourself. You are the only one who will come into realization as you come in contact with the teachings. The teachings can be from the books. Okay, if you are hardworking and you like reading, you can read the Dhamma books continuously. You can read your religious texts continuously. Okay, just read them without the need to think about what is the meaning, just continuously reading. And then you one day come to the realization, hey, so this is what it is about actually. Okay, you will realize it yourself. Nobody can just come here and then after that, ritualistically point you to with some light, or some they have in our body. There, all of our body have cheese. Some people, they have learned how to control the chi very well in the practice of the tai chis and the qigongs and everything like this. When they touch you at the forehead or something, then you feel dizzy and things like this. That is just the movement of the air in your body that they have learned how to manipulate. Okay, but they can't open up your enlightenment. You have to do it yourself. You will have to come to the realization by yourself. Sometimes you may be aided. Okay, if let's say your time is ripe, and then a Buddha or a Bodhisattva happens to know that, oh, your time is ripe. Okay, I will come down. I'll manifest and come down and you know offer you an experience so that you can get your enlightenment from that experience. Okay, otherwise usually it's just like those of us. Okay, Master Chin talk, my talks, or any of those monks talks, the lay disciples talks, the talks that will just continue to motivate you, continue to you know share with you until one day you yourself will become enlightened. Not the credit is none of ours. Okay, you yourself to be enlightened, you yourself can save yourself. All right, so bear this in mind. If they were to entice you, if they were to cheat you of money, because remember, if you have not listened to the 10 wholesome ways, go back to the 10 wholesome ways at the first few episodes of this Dharma talk. Okay, all about hell inside my playlist here. If let's say their speech is lying, or if okay, you may not detect the lie, you may not detect the slander, but you can detect enticing speech where it is too good to be true. It's just like a scammer. Okay, too good to be true is like you're effortless and you become enlightened, or you follow this and you become a bodhisattva. No, don't trust it. Okay, everything has to come from yourself. Everything will be your own practice. If you don't practice virtues, if you know what is inside your Bible, your Quran, or whatever religious text you're referring to, if you know this religious text, you read it but you don't practice it, no matter how great the person say he is, he cannot open your enlightenment for you. You have to do your own enlightenment. Mark my words for this. Remember this very, very clearly, because there are more and more people who are malicious, who are in for the financial gains, who are in for the fame, okay, who wants your to reap a benefit from you, who wants to take advantage of you, who will actually slow down your enlightenment for their benefits, mortal benefits. They are going to hell. You believe in them, you are screwed. That's all. Okay? It will block your opportunity. It will slow down your processes. Okay? Don't trust the wrong people. Trust the texts. If you detect anyone who speak differently from the text, then don't listen to them. Okay? Just don't listen. Go back to the original text. Okay? The dim lights from an oil lamp cannot reveal black-hearted and unethical people. Okay, intelligent, capable people can bring good fortune to others or bring disasters too. For some who claim to be religious and fail to follow the teachings in the Holy Scriptures, their sufferings will be unbearable once the judge arrives. They will also be reborn as animals to repay their remaining debts. Okay, dim lights from an oil lamp. Okay, each of us are burning like a candle. Okay, each of us are burning like an oil lamp. We start burning when we are born. Okay, and then at the end of our lives, the candle, the waxes are fully burnt, the oil dries up. Okay, when the oil dries up, then the wick will not be filled anymore. This life's light becomes dim, it will extinguish until we this energy goes to a different body. Okay, reincarnation or in a different existence at a different place, a different dimension. Okay, so if let's say you have not enhanced your knowledge, okay, through the religious texts, through the teachings, then you don't have the kind of wisdom to identify those who are malicious. You don't have the wisdom to identify those who are trying to drag you into hell. Okay, intelligence and wisdom are different. That's why intelligent people, they can be doing good to the society, or they can be doing bad things without themselves realizing that they are throwing themselves into the pits of fire. Okay, we just look at some very intelligent people. Okay, I'm not here to smear anybody, but if we were to look at intelligent people who created things, okay, who come up with astonishing theories, and people, generations after, years after, they benefit from their realizations, their discoveries, right? Like to ease other people's lives, the discovery of um, electric, or the discovery of ways to sanitize water, the discovery of ways to um, clear off the waste and make it into drinkable water. For example, I was just watching this Bill Gates documentary, okay, and and it spoke about three major projects, not main projects, just three major projects. The project about the and one of them was actually the sewage project that was done by Bill Gates Foundation. Okay, they clean they processed the feces, and then they made it into steam, and then they this is a self sustaining process, and the burning of this wastage becomes steam that actually sanitize, sterilize the uh, water into drinkable water and things like this. This benefit other people. Okay, so when people reap a benefit from this, then it is a positive karma, right? But if let's say there are people who discover things like, they created things that can cause death to others, okay, that can cause massive destruction, that if used correctly, then it is good, but usually it is abused. And when they do this, then it becomes a negative karma. Even though the world applauds them for such discoveries, it is a negative karma, and they suffer in hell. So that's why intelligent people, they are capable of doing really good things, or they do really bad things. Okay, intelligent people are also capable of leading others to do good, or motivating them to do good, or intelligent people who mislead other people, divert their focus into bad things. Okay, like a lot of intelligent people, they when we talk about the topic like sustainability, Okay, sustainability of this planet, for example. There are intelligent people who are focused on making the planet a clean space to live in, to clean the atmosphere, to make the air cooler, to reduce the pollution, to make things, generally just make life better for everyone every single day. But there are also those who um, deviate the focus and greenwash certain things that they have done. Okay, they may be the worst people polluting the planet. Okay, but on one hand they are polluting the planet, on the other hand they are advocating for things against pollution, for example, right? Sustainable energy, for example. So this is cunning. Okay, intelligent people who are cunning, who deviates people from the real focus of what is collective good of the entire planet. So that's why intelligent people are at the risk of either doing really good or doing really bad to other people. Okay, so for those who claim to be religious and fail to follow the teachings of the Holy Scriptures, then of course they go to hell. They mislead, right? As I've shared earlier, those who claim to be holier than thou, okay, they only want the financial gains, they only want their followers to blindly believe in them. Okay, even though the followers may have initial apprehension, if let's say they listen to their conscience, if let's say they have that kind of wisdom too, they pick the good and the bad to differentiate between the good and the bad. Okay, then it is definitely all these misleading um, ways will lead the person to hell. Okay, they have to repay, and in repaying, it is not just the punishment in hell, but they will also need to repay in terms of being reborn as animals for a long, long time. Why reborn as animals? Okay, there are those of us who treat animals like our own children. Okay, and there are also those who treat animals like slaves, right? For example, there are in the past, there before the war has tractors and things like this, there are animals like the ox bred and um, brought to the fields to tend to the fields with farmers, so they need to repay. Or those who are um, animals like dogs, okay, who work for their masters, safeguarding the factories, safeguarding their houses, safeguarding their offices, okay, or maybe reborn as cats. They have to take care of their surrounding the compounds from mice and rats. Okay, so reborn as animals to repay the debts. So they have to, after being punished in hell, and reborn as animals to repay the debts. Okay, so it is actually everything is like a balance sheet. You have debit, you have credit, you have credit, then you'll be able to claim some debit to make it into a balance account. So that is what karma really is, right? People go to different hells according to their sins, dictated by the course of one's karma. One will go to a specific hell according to one's past deeds, as the due punishment is personally experienced and served. Um, in one of my in one or two of my previous talks, I touched briefly on this. Right, there was this minister who went during the daytime. He was a minister in the government, and during the nighttime, when everyone is asleep, his soul is being brought by the little ghosts into hell as a magistrate. Okay, so as a magistrate, he sees that a lot of people, they are being punished in the different hells. Okay, remember King QinGuang's hell, that's where the judgment is. So he was serving as a magistrate in King QinGuang's hell. Okay, so when he was a magistrate over there, he was saying that adultery, um, those who commit adultery, okay, adulterous couples and things like this, when they die, they go to some severe hell, and those hell are like, for the male, they have burning iron pillars, okay, naked body, and they just hug the pillars, really scorching hot, burning iron pillars. You just imagine, okay, you don't have to understand how it looks like, but if you have been in your kitchen, okay, when your pan is hot, when your skillet is hot, when your pot is hot, and you accidentally touch it, our reaction is to remove the hand, right? Because it's hot. All right, our natural reaction is to remove ourselves from the heat, and you see that the skin is scarlet because of the heat, right? But in this hell, the heat is so much hotter than what we experienced in the kitchen, and our natural reflexes will not be allowed, because we this um, the adulterer will hug the iron pillar that is burning and scorching and tearing at his skin, and he can't get out. Like in instances where you're already burning so hot that your skin just gets stuck to that metal, and then if you try to tear off, then your skin will just come off from your flesh and be stuck on the iron pillar. That is what happens. And imagine, this is like, this person is hugging the entire iron pillar and it is burning, right? This person is naked and it is burning. Do you think that this person can actually just remove himself from there? Impossible, right? Because your skin is stuck there, your flesh is being cooked, is being burned. And then for the women, they are on this iron plate, okay, they lay they lie on the iron plate, and this iron plate is also burning hot. It's like flipping burgers, okay, except that this one you don't get to flip at all, it just burns. So when this magistrate saw this punishment, he went to the king Yama. Okay, King Yama is the king of hells. So he asked King Yama, can we abolish this, or can we lessen the punishment for this? When he tells King Yama only smiled. And then King Yama said, why not we show you how this hell looks like? Okay, before we continue our conversation, our discussion about this. And he said, yes, okay. Then, okay, King Yama said, okay, fine then. Tomorrow at the same time, the little ones will come and collect you, and you can go visit this particular hell. So what he did was, okay, the next day, the little girls came with their, if you watch those ancient Chinese movies, they have these sedan chairs, right? They carry it, and then this magistrate just sat on the chair and then said, okay, off we go to this particular hell for punishments of the adultery couples, okay? They go there. When they reach, they put down the sedan chair, and then this magistrate walk out, okay? He walked out and he looked around him. It was empty, just an empty space. There was nothing there. He asked the little ones, aren't we going to that hell? Say, yeah, we're here, but he couldn't see anything. Then it dawned onto him, he realized that he himself did not commit the sin of adultery, so he could not see this particular hell. He will not experience this hell at all. So he understood then that the punishments of hell is not because King Yama decided. It's not because anyone wrote anything on any books. It's not like our mortal judiciary, our mortal judiciary, like, for example, if you were to throw rubbish, then you'll be fined between 500 to 10,000, or face jail time of 3 months to 5 years. Okay, for example. Okay, there is no such things. Nobody write this down. But why is there the punishment? The punishment is by one's own karma. Okay, it is due by one's own karma. It has nothing to do with anybody imposing any evil punishment upon us. Nothing like that. Okay, it's not like our mortal punishments where, a revision of law, like for example, currently, just past few days, there was a revision of law in my country saying that those who have been bankrupt, they may appeal to unbankrupt themselves. Okay, because but they have to fulfill a few criteria, like if you been bankrupt for more than 3 or 4 years, and then after that you have certain criteria, and then you will be pardoned of your bankruptcy, and then your bankruptcy file will be stopped there, and then you can just restart. So it's nothing like that. Karma does not work this way. There is nobody to dictate it for you, because your punishment is because of your own doing. Nobody is creating any hell for you except yourself. That's why, similarly, okay, your enlightenment is all by yourself. Your punishment or your benefits is all by your own self. Okay, so that's why it says here, once past this, as the due punishment is personally experienced and served. It is very personal. Okay, it is not other people's imposing onto you, it is your own. Okay, so when you go to the the hall of King QinGuang, you see the karma mirror, you see all the good and the bad that you have done. So when you go to your hell to serve your punishment, you don't feel like it is unjustified. Yeah, you may feel dissatisfied, but it is fully justified. So if you serve, okay, you serve and you repent, there is always the chance for you to get out from that hell. But if you serve and you feel dissatisfied, you still don't repent, you just still feel that it is not justified, then you continue serving in that hell, and then you continue to serve in your other sins as well. Okay, remember the coming back as animals to repay your debts, right? That kind of thing. Okay, so how long are we? 42 minutes. Okay, so I am going to, because the next one, the hell of pillars, this one is about the iron rod hell that I was talking to you about for those adulterous couples. We are going to into the details of these hells. So I'm going to stop today's session over here. Okay, because next episode we are going to start with the hell of pillars, the first one that we're going to talk about, right? Because this entire book, it is sharing in detail the experiences, the different levels of hell, the different kind of punishments inside this hell. Okay, so we will go section by section, okay, for your better understanding, so that you don't do things that you will regret later on. Remember, your karma is your own doing. Your punishment or your benefits or your rewards are also your own doing. Your enlightenment is your own doing. Don't believe that anybody is going to attend the seminar and then somebody is going to magically open up your enlightenment. It doesn't work that way. Okay, thank you very much. We shall meet again next week. Bye bye. Meanwhile, please chant Amitofo. Amitofo.